Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Getting Cheesy with Van and Jeezy. I'm Van.
I'm Cheezy.
Two things I want to touch on real lightly here before we get into some new stuff. The NFLPA, the NFL Players Association, the union that the players are in, are recommending canceling all preseason games.
Which is interesting because last I knew, although not officially announced, they had already reduced it down to 2 games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't think anybody's upset about it, honestly.
No, I mean the players don't really like preseason that much to begin with. They want a shorter preseason to begin with, but the only thing is it sucks for young guys who are trying to make a name still. But what are you gonna do? And then this is the stupidest thing I think. The NFL might require a COVID waiver if you're going to allow fans in the stadium. So like, hey, you can come watch this game, but if you get COVID, like, not our fault. Stupid.
I mean,
Stupid.
you get, and I think the thing that's like obvious here is like if people get COVID and then they turn out to be just fine, like no big deal. Like this waiver only applies if like someone gets super sick, like ventilator sick, or dies. So like it's pretty grim.
It's like, why would you even allow? And then how can you say you contracted it at a game? How do you know? It's
I mean,
anyways
I think you
stupid.
I think it would just come down to like the number of cases of people, like it would come down to contact tracing.
But how are you going to contact trace across even if it's 8,000 people in the entire stadium?
I don't
Not
I,
include 8,000 spectators, not including all the workers, players. Logistical nightmare.
yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of another, what I think is going to end up being a logistical nightmare, there is a new highest paid athlete in all of sports. This is
Wait, it's
the
all of sports?
It's all of sports. This is the highest contract to ever have been earned by a sports player. Previously, it was held by Mike Trout in baseball, who had a $426.5 million contract over 12 years. Patrick Mahomes, over the next 12 years, will be making $477.6 million. They're signing him through 2031, which is outrageous.
So good.
Insane. That is so it's an extension, 10 years, 450 million. That's $45 million a year.
Well, the average goes down slightly with his 2 games. His 2 years, sorry. His 2 years still on
But
contract.
okay, no, it goes up because then it's 477. Okay, yeah, it goes down a little bit, whatever. But and it's got a $140 million injury guarantee. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's like a prorated over 10 years. If he gets hurt, you'd still get 1.4 million a year.
Here's forget about the numbers. Forget about the hype. Let me just rattle off some stats
Don't
about
forget
Patrick
the hype.
Mahomes. Don't forget that. Nobody ever said that ever. Don't forget the hype. Like just drop the facts and only remember to talk shit. Okay, anyway, that's what I'm about to do. Um past two seasons, passing touchdowns, 89. Guess where that ranks in the NFL?
I have the article here. I
Guess,
know
just guess.
first.
All right, there's going to be you can literally answer ditto for the rest of these questions.
It's
Passing
first
yards
for
last
all.
two
Yeah.
seasons,
Yep. First.
10,602. That's first in the
First.
NFL.
Yep.
Wins, 27.
That's not
That's
fair.
first.
That's not fair. That's another team accomplishment.
Fine. But let's see if the rest of the two first and the last two may have helped his team win. Total QBR, 79. That is first. Yards per attempt, 8.5.
Also, team accomplishment.
First.
Team accomplishment. You don't have receivers that don't get open. Those yards per attempt don't matter.
So you're saying
This gets back into the conversation of how I think there should be a distinction between passing yards and total yards. Yards up to the catch and then yards after catch. Because if I'm Tom Brady, I make a career off of 3-yard checkdowns and dude runs for 50 yards and I get all 50 yards. That's not fair. Anyways, this comes to me, right? He's a good player. He's an excellent player.
and young.
But
And
these
young.
mega contracts are often pretty silly. Baseball's different. Baseball is a non-contact sport. It's pretty predictable. Like Mike Trout being an outfielder, you're not too worried about him getting hurt. Like it's a pretty low contact, like you're not going to get hurt kind of situation. Mahomes is an NFL quarterback. He's taking shots and he likes to run. He's taking shots. $450 million. And there's an entire other roster to pay. The same thing I said about the Cowboys paying Dak, Zeke, and Amari Cooper. You have another 50, including your practice squad. You've got a ton of other guys to pay, and unless the salary cap is going to keep up with that to the point where you're not screwing yourselves, that's great. You've got a stud quarterback. When you got dog shit around him, what are you going to do? Look at Aaron Rodgers. You had a stud quarterback for how many years? He only did so much. We got one Super Bowl to show for it.
I mean, they've already got one. I think in the next 10 years with a leader like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the guy is on and off the field the type of person you want to build a franchise around. He's got the skill. He's got the locker room. He's got the on-field poise and presence. He's also a good person out in the communities.
That's fine. It's still irresponsible.
I would say
this isn't baseball. Baseball, you can give a guy a $430 million contract because there's no salary cap. It doesn't matter. You can pay him whatever you want to pay him. That's how the Yankees bought championships in the 90s.
Let me remind you of a score. It was 31-20. That was the Super Bowl victory score. And this is all before Mahomes turns 25. He was only 24 at the time.
Whatever.
And
this is an irresponsible contract.
They went into the fourth quarter, 10-point deficit.
I know. I watched the game. The 49ers gave it up. He played very well. He's a great quarterback. I just think that from a team perspective, this is an irresponsible contract.
Check the resume. The man got to get paid.
Who else are you going to pay then? You got another team to pay.
When you got the man, you pay the man.
Yeah, you're right. But you pay him wisely.
I think they did.
I mean, granted, I don't have $450 million in my name. I can't say how I would spend $450 if I had it. But they went and they did it. They did a damn thing. So I hope it pays off for them up until the point where they lose the Super Bowl to the Green Bay Packers. I hope it pays off for them. But I think that is
yeah,
it's a lot of money.
All you out there who's listening to this, are you team #Van or #Team Cheezy?
Or are you just #responsible with your finances? I want to know.
That would be #Team Cheezy.
That's not responsible. That's irresponsible. What are you talking about?
Catch you next time.